This is the JSOW, where precision becomes punishment. The Houthis never saw it coming until everything exploded at once. At exactly 5:23 a.m., a shockwave rolled across the outskirts of Sana'a. Too fast for any warning, too loud to be ignored. 7 detonations hit different sites. Within 6 seconds, bunkers collapsed. Comms cut off. Generators silenced the they tried to hide underground. The JSOW found them anyway. At 5:27 a.m., 4 Super Hornets left the deck of the USS Truman and turned south at low altitude. Each one carried a specific mission and a preloaded target waiting beneath the dirt. These weren't just bombings, they were surgical strikes, meant to erase command nodes, not just make noise. The first target, a hidden communications relay camouflaged inside a civilian warehouse near Sa'ada, with laser guidance and pinpoint delivery. The first JSOW hit through the roof. No warning, no survivors. The message was simple: if you transmit, you're a target. The second wave was already in the air. 4 more Super Hornets flying low and silent over the desert plain. They broke formation just before entering Sa'ada's eastern corridor. Each aircraft veered toward its assigned target. The priority: cripple radar sites and SAM positions, eyes and claws of the Houthis. 2 JSOWs were released, one targeting the radar dome, the other a hidden SAM battery inside a walled compound. Both struck within 4 seconds. One lit up the sky, the other left a crater where a launcher used to be. Without radar or missiles, the Houthis were blind, and now they were next. With radar sites gone, US pilots could strike freely. 0 lock-ons, 0 resistance. Their next targets: 3 ammo depots hidden inside abandoned buildings along the hills of northern Sa'ada. One by one, the bombs fell, each hit triggering secondary blasts from inside. The final depot lit up the ridge like daylight, detonating over 40,000 pounds of stored munitions. That explosion didn't just destroy ammo, it buried the last hope of a Houthi counterstrike. Now the entire sector was dark, and Houthis knew they'd been hunted. Hours later, surveillance picked up encrypted signal bursts from beneath Jabal al-Aswad, 20 miles south of the last strike. Signal analysis confirmed a hardened command center, buried beneath over 20 feet of rock and reinforced concrete. A pair of JSOWs was dispatched, with bunker-penetrating warheads and a single mission: silence it. The first broke through the outer shell, the second followed, delayed just enough to finish what the first began. A low rumble echoed across the hills. Then, silence. No signal, no light, nothing. The command node was gone, and with it, every coordinated strike the Houthis had planned. By 1400 hours, the USS Truman's flight deck came alive again, reloading, refueling, launching. 4 Super Hornets lifted off, heading straight for the Houthi naval base at Al Hudaydah. The target: 3 boat-launched shelters and over a dozen fast attack craft hidden along the docks. With no radar to warn them, the strike hit before they ever saw it coming. 3 buildings went up in flames, and 20 minutes later, the entire coastline went dark. What had started as precision strikes was now a full-scale suppression campaign. In less than 18 hours, over a dozen strategic nodes were erased, one after another, but the final strike wasn't aimed at a base. It was aimed at a signal. A lone Reaper drone was rerouted. Its new task: find and terminate the uplink node. Hidden inside a broken school on Sa'ada's southern edge, the Houthis' relay blinked one last time, then just silence and static. Without eyes or ears, the Houthis had no more coordination and no more options. Within 24 hours, Houthi air defenses had stopped firing. Their radar sites were blind and command posts gone. Aerial drones flew unchallenged across the Red Sea. Not one missile was launched, not one warning lit up, but this wasn't victory. It was control, a recalibrated battlefield, now silent, but not over. The Houthis had lost their voice, and the next move wasn't theirs to make. According to CENTCOM's debrief, the operation achieved complete suppression across 3 strategic corridors. Each site was hit with multiple munitions, timed, sequenced, and layered by wave. Battle damage assessment reported over 90% infrastructure loss and 0 coalition losses. What had started with a single signal from the Red Sea ended with a region unable to respond. No comms, no radar, no bunkers, every piece taken off the board. What was left was a battlefield with one voice, one view, and one trigger. The strike wasn't meant to end the war, it was meant to end the confusion. And for now, there would be no more launches, no more guessing, only silence, the kind that follows after something has been recalculated. The strike silenced Houthi radars, but not the eyes feeding them. Multiple telemetry traces now point to commercial satellites, passing silently above the Red Sea. The weapons were destroyed, but the map, it's still being drawn. Every strike in Saada wasn't about victory, it was about leverage. The current calm, it isn't a pause, it's a countdown. Because retaliation is emotional, but pressure, that's strategic, and it hasn't stopped moving since. The opening salvo targeted radar arrays and surveillance nodes, blinding Houthi eyes in the sky. Second wave, command bunkers and data relays, cutting command from the front line. Final targets were ammo depots and logistics, because no orders matter if you can't reload. One operation, 3 strikes, and just like that, the Houthis were blind, mute, and out of ammo. It wasn't just quiet after the strike, it was too quiet. No comms, no response, and yet, something felt present. The skies weren't crowded anymore, but they weren't safe either. Some watchers don't need radars or satellites, just patience. The Houthis didn't just get lucky, they hit things only a satellite could see. Their arsenal is crude, but their targeting, surgical. That's not alignment, that's assistance. Every intercepted packet raised the same question. Who's feeding them the battlefield? What happens when the watchmen get caught? This wasn't war, it was a test, and the United States just passed with fire. If the message wasn't clear enough, don't worry, America rewrites it, one strike at a time.